Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Gema Akbari Ochan, student of Andalas University, Faculty of Economic, Department of Management. My BPN number is 2010521012. Today, I will make a presentation to complete the text of my English communication and presentation class. How are you all? I hope we are all in good health. Before I start my presentation, I have a question for you. The first question is, have you ever bought chili in the market? And number two question is, did you know that the price of chilies increased from the previous day? Based on data from the National Strategic Food Price Information Center, as of Monday, 21 December 2020, the national average price of long-red chilies is 59,550 rupiahs per kilogram. Why did it happen? So, the answer is inflation. Inflation is a process of increasing price in general and continuously, but an increase in the price of one or two goods alone cannot be called inflation unless the increase is widespread or result in an increase in the price of other goods. Why should we study inflation? There are two reasons why we must study inflation. The first is, for the general public, inflation needs to be considered because it can directly affect the welfare of life. For example, such as an increase in the price of food in the market which affects the welfare of life. And for the business world, the inflation rate is a very important factor in making decisions in the future. Why does inflation happen? 1. Demand pull inflation. Inflation occurs due to the emergence of excessive desire from a group of people who want to use more goods and services available in the market. Because of these excessive desires, the demand increases, while the supply cannot meet the demand, which in turn causes the price to rise. 2. Quantity theory inflation. Inflation is caused by an increase in the money supply. This is argued by classical experts who state that if the quantity of goods is fixed, but the money supply is twice as large, then the price of goods will be double. 3. Cost plus inflation. This inflation is caused by an increase in production costs within a certain period of time continuously. This increase in production cost is due to the increasing cost of production factor. Because production cost increase, the selling price will also increase. 4. Structural theory inflation. The cause of this inflation is a condition in which producers cannot prevent an increase in the demand caused by rapid population growth, so that in the end, the demand becomes difficult to fulfill. 5. Mixed inflation. This mixed inflation occurs due to an increase in supply and demand. When the demand for a good or service increases, it causes the supply of goods and factor of production to decrease. Meanwhile, substitute goods and services are limited or non-existent. This imbalance situation will cause the price of goods and services to rise. Any types of inflation. The first is inflation based on its nature. Creeping inflation. This inflation is characterized by an increase in the low level of inflation, usually less than 10% a year. The characteristic of this inflation is relatively slow price increase. Galloping inflation. This inflation is slightly higher than mild inflation. The rate ranges from 10 to 30% per year. This type of inflation is characterized by a fairly large increase in price over a short period of time. 3. High inflation. As the name implies, this category is inflation that is classified as heavy, covers rate ranging from 30 to 100% a year. At this level, the price of people need has risen sharply and is difficult to control. 4. Hyperinflation. This type of inflation is very pronounced because it occurs on a large scale and reaches more than 100% a year. Indonesia had experienced hyperinflation, even reaching 600 in 1998. The reason was that large amounts of money were being printed to cover the budget deficit at that time. The second is inflation according to its origin. The first is domestic inflation. This type of inflation usually begins with a state budget deficit. If the government decides to finance the APBN by printing new money, then the amount of money in circulation will increase. This increase in the money supply tends to increase the price of necessities. Other impacts that can cause domestic inflation are 1. Increasing production costs domestic. 2. Increasing public demand for goods while supply cannot keep up. The second is imported inflation. This inflation arises because of an increase in the price of necessities abroad or in trading partner countries. As the price of foreign necessities increase, the price of these goods when they are resold in Indonesia will also be high. Impact of inflation. 1. Makes people reluctant to save in banks. When inflation occurs, people tend to be reluctant to save in banks because saving interest rates are lower due to inflation. 2. The country export ability weakens. The competitiveness of exported goods usually decreases, causing a decrease in foreign exchange. When inflation occurs, export costs become more expensive and cause the country export ability to weaken. 3. Difficult to determine the cost of goods and selling price. Inflation has an impact on the calculation of the cost of goods. The percentage of inflation in the future usually cannot be predicted accurately. This causes the process of determining the cost of goods and selling price to be inaccurate. 4. The possibility of an economic increase to the impact of inflation. Not only has negative impact, but can also have a positive impact. Possible positive impact on community income. In certain conditions, such as when there is soft inflation, entrepreneurs will be encouraged to expand production so that the economy will increase. Unfortunately, inflation will still have a negative impact on people with fixed incomes because the price of goods or service increase even though the value of money is fixed. So, how to deal with inflation? There are two ways the government can reduce the rate of inflation. The first is monetary policy. Monetary policy is any form of policy taken by the government in the monetary or financial sector with the aim of maintaining monetary stability. Monetary policy includes 1. Cash inventory determination. This can be implemented by the central bank of a country. The trick is to take policy to reduce the money supply. By reducing the money supply, inflation can be overcome. 2. Diskonto policy. This is done by Bank Indonesia to raise interest rates. With high bank interest rates, people will be motivated to save the money in the bank. So, the money in circulation can be suppressed. 3. Open market operation policy. This open market operation is a moment when the government sells government securities, or commonly known as SUN, openly to the public, because the SUN model is a long-term investment model. 2. Fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is an action to influence government revenue and expenditure. Fiscal policy, among others, are as follows. 1. Save on government expenditure. The government can reduce inflation by reducing spending so that the demand for goods and services decreases, which in turn can reduce price. 2. Increase the tax rate. The government can raise the tax rate. By increasing the tax rate, it will reduce the level of public consumption. Reducing the level of consumption can reduce the demand for goods and services so that price can fall. So, that's my presentation about inflation. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.